Hey, my name is Courtney, and I live in Kansas City, Missouri with my husband and our two daughters, and we have one more daughter on the way. Today I have just a fun spring knitting and summer knitting plans video for you guys. So grab something cozy to drink, maybe a project to work on, and let's get into it. Okay, so I'm super excited. I feel like I usually am not, like the summer's past, I haven't been super into like knitted tees and knitted tanks, but for some reason this summer I'm so excited, and I think part of the reason why is because I am having a baby in May. My due date is like around May 10th, so we'll see, give or take a few weeks. But yeah, so I'm just excited to not be pregnant anymore and to be able to wear summer tees and tanks like on my normal body. So I think that's part of the reason why I'm super stoked. And I'll touch on what I'm wearing before we get into it. This is my Moonset tee by Ozetta that I knit, I think, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yeah. And I love it so much. It fits weird right now, obviously, because I'm pregnant, but yeah, I mean, I knit it pretty cropped and I just love it. I knit this out of Knitting for Olive merino. It's a fingering weight pattern that calls for pure silk. Knitting for Olive pure silk, but I used merino, and I love it. Obviously, like on super hot days, I can't really wear this because it's made out of merino, but pretty much I wear this like all through the spring and summer with layered over dresses or with a skirt or just with jeans, and it's so fun. I love the shaping. It's so, like, the v-neck is really thoughtfully shaped, and I just think that it produces a really pretty result. So I'd love to make one of these again sometime, but not this year. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the actual patterns. I have my Ravelry queue pulled up on my computer in front of me, so if you see me like glancing this way, that's why. But yeah, I have 5, 6 patterns that I either am inspired by or I actually have already started and have yarn for and intend to make. And then I have 3 or 4 patterns for kids, babies and kids, that I would love to make as well. So a little ambitious, but I'm feeling like I can accomplish it. I feel like summer knitting is so much faster because there's just less fabric to knit. Like, you're not knitting long sleeves. So anyways, yeah, we'll just jump in with my number 1, which is the Cameo vest. You may have already seen this if you follow me on Instagram, but and it is technically sort of a winter knit because I'm knitting it with wool, but it is a vest and I'm knitting it in its spring, and it's like a good transitional piece, so I'm including it here for that reason. But yeah, the Cameo vest is a pattern by Orlane Sucche or Tete Besh. I'm gonna butcher that name. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put it on the screen. Tete Besh on Instagram is what she goes by on Instagram. And yeah, this is just a super cute like buttoned vest, and it's a DK weight pattern. I am using Rauma Garn 3-ply. This is 100% wool, and this yarn is so fantastic to work with. It's not super rustic, but it's definitely like woolly, like a little bit rustic, so you can definitely feel like the wool in there. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I think I'm gonna be done with this like really soon. I just cast this on last week, and yeah, I've just had so much like knitting mojo, like so much, like my creativity. I don't know, I think part of it is because I found out like a month ago, or it was more than a month ago, like 2 months ago, that I have low iron in my like pregnancy. So I went to get my 3rd trimester blood work done, and they were like, hey, you have low iron. So I started supplementing for my low iron, and within a few weeks I felt like a different person. Like I feel amazing compared to how I felt before. Like I thought I was going crazy. I was like, am I just having a really hard time with this pregnancy? Like compared to my other ones, I was like way more fatigued, super tired. Like even after a full night's sleep, I would wake up and just be so tired. So I was like, man, this third pregnancy is like really doing its number on me. But yeah, I found out I have low iron and I've been supplementing. It's like this crunchy supplement based off beef spleen or something. Anyways, yeah, so all that to say, that's why I feel like all of a sudden I have all this like creativity just flowing and like desire to knit all the time, and it's just been super fun. So yeah, my plans might be a little ambitious. We'll see how I feel when the baby comes. But right now I'm super stoked. So anyways, I will show you guys some of my progress on my Cameo vest since I already started it. It's very hard to show right now because there's a lot of cords and things on hold, but I'll do my best. Okay, here we go. Here's what we got so far. So this is a bottom up, as I said, DK weight pattern. And okay, here we go. So this is what I have so far. Oh man, it's kind of hard to see. Here we go. Super cute. So yeah, it has like a cable panel on each front, and then it has this like, it's called a triangle texture in the pattern, but yeah, basically you're just making knots in like groups of 3 throughout the body. And so right now I finished the left front, and the shaping is really thoughtful. As you get closer to the front, you begin to do some short rows so that this shoulder is sloped just slightly. And then once you work the back, you will connect the back and these shoulders with a 3-needle bind off. So I've loved this pattern. Like it has flown, it's been so fun. I love that there's just a little bit of cabling so it like keeps your interest, but it's not too much, and there's plenty of rows where you just knit. So yeah, this has been in my queue for a really long time, so I'm so glad that I can finally make it. And then I'm working on the right front right now, and then after that I will pick up stitches for the back, or I'll just put these stitches back on the needles and work the back and then connect, and then I'll do the ribbing and I'll be done. And buttons. But yeah, so I anticipate this being done pretty quickly, and hopefully I'll be able to use it on some of the chillier days that we have left in spring. Today is actually like super gray and rainy. It'd be a perfect day to wear something like this. So yeah, super excited. The yarn, the color, the pattern, like I just love when all of those things come together and it's just really special. So yeah, that's my first spring knitting plan slash project that I'm currently working on. And my second one that I also have already cast on is the Lacy Loop Tee by Other Loops. So this is a DK weight pattern as well. Technically it's fingering, but it recommends that you hold fingering double, so I don't know why it says fingering on Ravelry. But so this pattern calls for knitting for olive pure silk held double, or Lana Stenord luxury silk held single, which is a DK weight. So yeah, this just came out. This pattern came out last week, and I had seen it like in testing, like people posting about it on Instagram, and I was like, I love it. Like I just love it. It's so beautiful. I think it's so perfect and oversized and boxy, and that's kind of what I'm going for things that I want to make this summer, just because I will be having a baby. My body will be adjusting as it does when you have a baby and you're nursing and all those things. So I'm kind of leaning more towards flowier, like oversized things instead of more like negative ease tank tops and stuff like that. So yeah, as soon as I saw this, I was like, this is so perfect. It looks so breezy and almost like looks like crochet a little bit. And so yeah, I immediately bought yarn for it. And I thought about getting knitting for olive pure silk, but it's quite expensive, and so I decided to go for Tin Line, I think is how you pronounce it, Tin Line by Sandnes Garn, and this beautiful ice blue colorway, and I love it. I feel like I have been really gravitating toward cooler tones this year, like blues and greens and like all the shades of blue and green. I just love it so much. So when I saw this color, I was like, that is what I envision having, like, I don't know, just a light blue in summer feels really nice and summery. So yes, so I'm holding this double for this pattern. I am making size extra small because the recommended positive ease for this is, I think, 25 to 30 centimeters. So that's a lot. And the measurements for, usually I don't ever knit the smallest size, but for this one, I was like, I think I should because it's so oversized. So yeah, making size extra small. This is knit up in 4mm needles, and I did not swatch, I just cast on. So maybe I'll regret that later, but I was too excited. I cast this on 2 days ago, and it was a super like warm spring day. It was sunny outside. We played outside a lot, me and my girls, and I was like, I gotta cast on my first like really summer knit. So I'll show you guys what I have so far. I have just completed the short rows for the back. It's kind of hard to show, but this is what it's looking like. And I am obsessed with it. It's so pretty. These eyelets, I'm like, it's just so fun to knit. That's another reason why I wanted to knit it, is because I saw it and I was like, that looks so fun. Like, there's like rows of pearl texture, there's knit rows, there's eyelets. Like, I just thought it'd be fun to knit. So yeah, so this is the back panel, and then once you knit just straight down for a while, then you go ahead and you put those stitches on hold, and then you pick up stitches for the shoulders. So that's where I'm at so far. This fabric is it's super easy to knit with, it's super easy to work with. It's so drapey feeling, like I've never knit with this yarn before, and I'm usually a wool girly. Like, I love wool. Like, even for summer tops, I'll knit with wool because I just love the knitting experience of wool. But this has been surprisingly great. I was like, I'm just gonna bite the bullet, and even if I don't like it, I'm gonna make it. But it's been really fun to work with, and it hasn't hurt my hands at all. Yeah, so that's the Lacy Loop tee. Super excited. So next up is on my queue is Camisole number 10 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And this one I have not started, and I'm not sure what yarn I'm going to use for it yet. So I am really trying to not buy any more yarn until like summer, like May, June is kind of like not, I'm just trying not to buy yarn this month because I have a lot that I want to work through. And so I would love to be able to knit this from my stash. But so yeah, we'll see what I end up doing. But this is a DK weight pattern, calls for knitting for olive pure silk or Lanis du Nord luxury silk, same as the other loops pattern. It's knit up with 4mm needles. It's just a very simple stockinette boat neck tank top. Super, I mean, it looks very easy. It's described as a simple top with a boat neck, loose fit, and rounded edges. Yeah, it just seems like it would be a really nice, mindless, easy knit that would go with a lot of things in summer. Yeah, so I really only have a few things that could work for this. I'm thinking about marling two yarns together to make this. As much as I'd love to try pure silk, knitting for Olive pure silk, I'm just not going to right now. So I have these 3 skeins of fingering weight sock yarn. So I have this brown, this like sagey green, and this yellow. And I'm trying to figure out how I can make this tank, because I just love the simple look of it. I love the neckline. I love the amount of positive ease. It's not like too tight. It's kind of drapey. And I know that the drape wouldn't be the exact same with a wool, primarily wool yarn. But I would love to get these out of my stash. I love the colors, and these are all sock yarns, but I just feel like I've not been feeling socks, like making socks lately, especially since my colorwork socks. I'm like, no, I'm good. So yeah, I'm just really feeling garments, like, yeah, tops and sweaters and stuff. So these feel really spring and summery to me. So I'm thinking about marling these two together, because this calls for 200 grams of yarn, and I'm not sure on the yardage, but each of these is 100 grams. So I think if I held these together, it should be able to work. So I don't know. I'm thinking about holding these two yarns together. I think it would be really pretty, very like summery, and I might just go ahead and cake these up and knit a swatch and see how it's looking, see if I like it. I feel like this one is a little too much contrast for what I'm going for, but I do have another brown shade sock yarn somewhere. It's some Filcolana Arwetta that I think would look cool, like marled together with this. But I might just save these for some like autumnal or wintry socks. So anyways, yeah, so this one is Merino sock from Little Fiber Co. It's just a really pretty yellow, kind of variegated. And this is actually 85% non-superwash merino with 15% mulberry silk. And then this one is from Sorella Yarn, and this is just a classic 80-20 superwash merino and nylon. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just swatch for it and see how I'm feeling and if I like it or not. But yeah, I'd love to have this tank top, whether I might wait until later in the summer and just buy some silk or linen yarn for it. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of cute in these colors together. So we'll see if that happens or not. Okay, next up is the Monday sweater. So the Monday sweater by PetiteKnit, I know that doesn't feel very springy, but I have yarn for this, and this is actually kind of my plan for this one, is to possibly cast this on once our baby is born and just have like a very simple stockinette raglan sweater to work on while we adjust to having 3 kids and having a newborn again. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, was like this would be just like perfect to work on slowly, super easy, like wouldn't require a lot of brain power while I'm tired, stuff like that. So yeah, I have some Knitting for Olive okay, so I have Knitting for Olive Merino and their soft silk mohair, and the merino is in the color oatmeal and the mohair is in the color linen. And I was inspired by those twins who knit, and one of them, I can't remember if it was Jessica or Rachel, knit a Monday sweater in 2 slightly different, like creamy Knitting for Olive mohair and merino, and I was like, man, that looks so good. So yeah, that's why I decided to go for this. One of my friends, shout out Elena if you're watching this, she was down in Arkansas for some work stuff, and she reached out to me and she was like, hey, there's a yarn shop here that has Knitting for Olive, like, do you want me to get you some? I was like, absolutely. So that was a couple months ago, but yeah, I love these colors together. I think I just think it'll be a really nice, neutral, like creamy gray sweater, and it'll just go with everything. Yeah, so I'm excited to work on that. Yeah, probably will cast that on like week of baby coming or after the baby's born, just to have something easy to work on. So that's the plan for this one. And then next on my list is the Dew Tea by Fiber Tales. So I discovered this just a few weeks ago. I was just browsing on Ravelry for like spring and summer teas with positive ease and you know, all that stuff, like advanced search on Ravelry. And I came across this and I just absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's so like feminine and timeless, and I think it would go really well with you know, high-waisted skirts and even over dresses, like I'm wearing this shirt now. Yeah, so I think it's super cute. This is a DK weight pattern as well. It calls for, the yarn it calls for is Fonte Boheme, which is a cotton linen blend, but I was looking into that yarn and it looks like it's kind of a European yarn that's kind of hard to get shipped to the States. So I was looking at BC Garn Samilla Silk Bloom, which is 75% wool, 25% silk. It is GOTS certified organic, and really the reason why I love this yarn is because of one of the colors they have. So I found this color that they carry, and it is the most beautiful shade of green. It is so lovely, and I think the silk would just give it like this beautiful sheen and a little bit of drape, and man, I just love it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a cropped tee. It is knit from the bottom up as well, I believe. Let's see. Yes, it's worked bottom up in stockinette with very simple, minimal armhole shaping and a medium depth V-neck. And then at the end, you graft the shoulders together and work an I-cord edge around the neck and the arms. And then you work a crochet scalloped edge at the bottom, which I think is just so pretty. So yeah, I really love this. I really want to make this. I don't have the yarn for it yet, but if I do choose to go for it, I will most likely knit it in this beautiful green. And I found some projects on Ravelry of people who used this yarn in the green color, which I will insert here, and I just think it's so pretty. I just love it. So again, really loving greens and blues this season. So that's my next one I'm thinking about. And this is, yeah, I mean, that was kind of a bonus. I'm not like 100% sure if I'm gonna make it, but I would love to. And then my last adult-sized knitting pattern is the Dahlia tank top by avec Anna. And this is a super cute DK weight again tank top, and I just love the shape of it. The shaping is so pretty. I love the stripes. Yeah, it's just a really pretty tank top with kind of a deep round armhole and a square neckline. It is described as a beginner friendly pattern. It is also knit from the bottom up, but yeah, I just love this one. This one calls for a avec Anna double merino, which is a DK weight yarn. So it's going to be 100% wool tank. I'm not opposed to that, but you could easily use like a lot of different, I mean, any DK weight cotton or cotton linen blend. But I was actually looking at yarns to use for this, and I came across this yarn called Luma by the Fiber Company. And this yarn is a 50% wool, 25% cotton, 15% linen, 10% silk blend. So we got a lot going on in there. But the color choices, the color options that they have are so beautiful. And Yeah, I think that if I made this, I would go for this yarn. It seems relatively affordable, and the blend seems like it wouldn't be too hot in the summer. And I think if I make this, I will probably use, let's see if I can find the colors. Let's see. There's a color, the color Basil, which is a green, of course. Green, and then the color Blanca. So I think I would do Blanca as my main color, and then the Basil as the stripes. But they also have, I mean, they don't have a ton of color choices, but the colors they do have are so beautiful, kind of muted, nature-y vibes. Yeah, and it just seems like it has good reviews, seems like a really good yarn. So that's what I'm leaning towards. If I make this, I would use that yarn. But yeah, super cute tee. I mean tank. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I make it. Okay, next up I have 4 baby/kid patterns that some of them I do have yarn for already that I'm planning on casting on soon. So the first one is the Ruffle Romper by Pernille Larsen. This is a baby pattern that I'm hoping to have finished by the time the baby comes. And I'm planning on making size 0 to 3 months. And I have this yarn for it. This calls for knitting for olive. Of course, it's a knitting for olive pattern. So it calls for either the merino, the pure silk, or the cotton merino. But I chose to get a different yarn. So I bought, this is called Lana Cotton 212. It is a fingering weight. It is 50% superwash wool, superwash extra fine merino wool, and 50% cotton. And I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the brand, but it's like some Denmark, some Dutch yarn. But yeah, it's just a really pretty sage green color. And I have 2 skeins here. So yeah, I'm excited to make this. I already have the pattern, I have it printed out, I have it ready to go. Yeah, I think that it's so cute. It's just a little romper with a ruffle on it, and I plan on probably adding on some like little short sleeves to it. You can either knit it sleeveless or with like longer sleeves. But yeah, it just has a decorative ruffle on the yoke. It is worked top down and stockinette stitch using 1 strand of fingering weight yarn. Yeah, you knit the yoke back and forth to create a keyhole opening at the back neck, and then after the body is worked in the round down to the crotch, where the front and back of the crotch are worked separately back and forth. So yeah, I think this will be really cute. I think it'll be a quick project. I'm excited to make for our baby. So that's my next one. And then, let's see, what else do I have? Okay, the next thing I want to make for the baby this summer, and this is kind of more to have ready for fall and winter, but it is, these are called the, I don't know how to pronounce it, Fagerborg overalls? Fagerborg overalls? This is a pattern by Guri Pedersen, and she has so many cute, like just really sweet baby patterns. So I recommend checking her out if you have babies and kids patterns. She has a lot of really good ones. But yeah, this is a DK weight overall pattern, and I just think it's so cute. It's so darling. This calls for Lamana Como, which is a DK weight yarn and 100% wool, but I chose to go for the same yarn that I just showed you, but in a different color, and it's their merino cotton. And this is 50% superwash wool and 50% cotton in a brown color. So yeah, super cute. I think this will work up very fast, and I'm planning on making size 3 to 6 months. So that's my plan. I think this would be really, really sweet in fall and winter as just like a layering piece. So that's my only plans for the baby so far. And I have several sweater patterns. I'm sure I'll make her a sweater this winter, but I'll worry about that later. And then my second to last pattern is a tee for kids. This is called the Mignondaily tee, kid size, by Mignon. And I just love the shaping on this tee. I think it's super cute. The shoulder detail with the stripes is super fun, and yeah, I just really love it. This is a fingering weight pattern, and it's knit up on 3mm needles. This is knit from the top down. It is a drop shoulder t-shirt with simple stripes. You work flat from neck to shoulder with increases along the shoulder lines, and then after you finish increases, the front and back are knitted separately, and then pieces are joined at the underarm. So pretty much classic drop shoulder construction. And then there's just a really small folded hem detail on the hem, the sleeves, and the neck, and I just think it's super cute. So I am planning to make this for my youngest daughter, who's 2. Her name's Junia, and yeah, I'm super excited. I think it'll be really cute on her for the summer. So I have this yarn for it that I got, and this is actually, okay, so this is going to be my main color, and this is the same yarn as what I have for the baby. This is Lana Cotton 212, 50% superwash, 50% cotton, and yeah, this is going to be my main color, and then this will be the stripe contrast. And I just really love these colors together. Online, this was more of like a mustard yellow. Like, it significantly looks more olive green in person. I don't know how that's showing up, but it's very like greenish yellow, which I don't mind, but it's just not what I thought. I thought I was pairing like pink and yellow together, which I thought would be cool, but I still think it'll be great. And I ordered this from lindahobby.com, which is I don't know, comes from overseas somewhere. And to return it, the shipping was like $35. I was like, that's like more than I paid for this yarn. I'm not gonna return it. So I'm cool with it. So I am gonna make this for her, and I just think it'll be really cute and really sweet, and yeah, I think she'll love it. So that is my second to last plan. And then my last plan, which is the most tentative out of them all because I don't have yarn for it, and I don't know if I'll have the time for it either, but this is the Ang top by Sigrid Marie Blom. I don't know, probably butchered that pretty bad, but it'll be on the screen. So anyways, yeah, this is just a super cute tee top with some lace, like flutter sleeves, and then a lace fluttery hem at the bottom. This goes all the way from 6 months size up to 8 years, so a very big size range for a kid's pattern. This is a sport weight pattern actually, and it calls for Jarbo Colin, which is a 65% cotton and 35% linen blend. And I just think it's so darling. If I made this, I would make it for my oldest, who's 4, Hadassah, and she's like super into all things. Just like, she's so girly and like loves pink and lace and just anything with puff sleeves. Yeah, she's just super into that stuff, which is really cute. And so I think she would love this top. I might make it for her in like I don't know, just ask her what color she wants a t-shirt knitted out of. And she would probably choose pink or yellow is what I'm guessing, because she says those are her favorite colors. So anyways, yeah, I just love the details on this. I think it's very, very cute, very well done. There's actually there's another pattern by the same designer with matching shorts that go with the t-shirt. I don't think I would do shorts, but yeah, I just think that the t-shirt is super, super sweet. It's actually a free pattern, and there are 43 projects on Ravelry, so you have plenty, you know, several projects to like be able to look at and see how it turned out for other people. But anyways, yeah, that is the last of my knitting queue for the spring and the summer. And man, I'm just feeling super passionate, super excited about all the knitting projects that I have going on. Yeah, just brings me a lot of joy. So let me know in the comments below what your spring knitting plans are, or at least what you're working on right now. I would love to hear more details and just learn about new patterns. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you can subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Please like the video as well, it helps me out a lot. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching.